Hey everyone. Recently I've got kind of nerdy into the Meyers Briggs test because my whole life I learned Meyers Briggs as you're these 4 letters and they describe your personality. Recently I discovered that there's this whole other side to the Meyers Briggs. It's about your cognitive functions. It's a fancy word for talking about the way your brain works. And since I like learning about the way people's minds work and like why they think a certain way that they do, I started getting kind of interested into these cognitive functions. So you might have heard people say extroverted feeling, introverted intuition, extroverted thinking, things like that. Well, I'm going to real quick in under a few minutes show you how to figure out what cognitive functions you have. This is assuming you already have taken the Meyers Briggs test, you already know your 4 letters, but you don't really understand it quite. So check this out. So everyone's apparently introverted or extroverted. That's what everyone learns when they take the test. So this is where I would say no one is introverted or extroverted. Everyone has an inner world and an outer world. It just depends on what is most important to you. So let's just start and say you're scored ISFJ. And I'll take another color. Let's do another person. Let's say that we have the ESFP. Okay? All right. So the J means that this letter is extroverted and this one is introverted. The P means that this one is extroverted and that this one is introverted. So if I was an ISFJ, I would have extroverted feeling and introverted sensing. Okay? So there's tons of videos that tell you more about introverted sensing or extroverted feeling or what they all mean, but there's not a lot of videos that explain how you can figure out your cognitive functions just by knowing your 4 letters. Okay, so anybody who's a J, let's do the INTJ. Let's do the INFJ as well, so you can see. So they're both J, which means that this third one is extroverted, and that this second one, in this case intuition, is introverted. So you'll see things like NI, which stands for introverted intuition, and then NE is extroverted intuition. TE, extroverted thinking, or TI, introverted thinking. All right, this paper is getting really cluttered. Okay. All right, so everybody has 4 functions. The first function is like your driver function. Some people call it your savior function, your number 1 function, your first, your primary. Then your second is your co-pilot. Your third is sometimes called like your 10-year-old function, your tertiary function, and then your 4th is your inferior, or another guy calls it your demon function. Okay, so let's pick an ESTP. Okay, let's just do this for example. So the P, start with the P. The P means that the second function, which is your sensing, that one is going to be extroverted. Okay, so I'm just going to put extroverted. The third, this is your decision-making function. It's either thinking or feeling. That's how you decide what's important. The second function is more about knowledge, how you get information. That one is introverted. Okay? The first letter just says which one is first, which one is primary. So the E would mean that the extroverted function comes first. So in the box here would be SE. That's extroverted sensing. And then the second one is the T, and it would be introverted thinking. All right, then what you do is just flip this one opposite. So opposite of T is F, opposite of introverted is extroverted. And then you do the same here. So the opposite of sensing is intuition, the opposite of extroversion is introversion. So this would be an ESTP's cognitive functions. Extroverted sensing, introverted thinking, extroverted feeling, introverted intuition. There's already a ton of videos explaining those. So let me do a J so you can see the difference. So we'll do an E, N, F, J. All right. So the P meant that the second your sensing or your intuition was extroverted. The J means that your decision-making function, this one, feeling or thinking, is extroverted. And that your knowledge, your gathering of information is introverted. So this one is introverted. All right, so number one, we find out the first one based on this letter, so E. So extroverted feeling, F-E. And then the second function is the intuition, and it's introverted. And then flip that. Opposite of N is S, opposite of I is E, and then same here. Okay, so an ENFJ, primary function is extroverted feeling. Secondary, co-pilot, is introverted intuition. Their tertiary, third, 10-year-old function is extroverted sensing, and their inferior is introverted thinking. Thanks, hope that was helpful.